Dr. Bess is back. Well, Dr. Bess has an entirely different, if some people call it a vibe, you could call it whatever you want. Dr. Bess is all the way live. And thank you, Dr. B, for always speaking the truth, for always saying what needs to be said. Although it may not be something you want to hear, it may be what you need to hear. And I will give you one piece of advice that Dr. Bess shared with me once. He mentioned you can't expect to win a game playing with the same 5 or 6 people that weren't going to win last year's game. Another translation, quit trying to ask the same broke people questions about getting past money or getting, money is an issue out of the way. It's amazing how sometimes people can say things to you and it just clicks after a certain period of time. And the other thing that I will share with you, that Dr. Bess has always said to us, is keep the main thing the main thing. This is a simple business. All we do is help people. We help people do two things. We help people to earn income and we help people to put money to work for them. Most people are a little nervous when you get to that second part because they don't understand how money can work for them. But when your money is making money for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it's a beautiful thing, family. And when you build a business to where you get paid, listen to this, family, every hour of every day, I would venture to say every minute of every hour of every day, for some of those individuals who have large organizations, it's a beautiful thing. It doesn't matter how much it is, it's more. It's more than you're getting on any job. There's not a job on the planet that pays you around the clock. Thank you, Dr. B, for showing people the power of building a network. Because when you build a network, that network will increase your net worth. And you will soon be in a position where you couldn't count all the money that you're making. Congratulations, Dr. B. 27 years of freedom. That's phenomenal. That is phenomenal. So we do have an open mic forum here. And I know that for the last day or two, the young brother by the name of Eric Torre Mohammed has not spoken on the huddle. Although if you have been plugged in to drive with brother Eric Torre and Dr. Bess, I'm telling you, they are on a whole nother level, family. Both of those individuals are all the way live this week. Yes, indeed. So I encourage you, plug in to whenever you can. And Dr. Bess has said this many times, you can't be on everything. We already know that. But plug in as often as you can. And there's one last piece that I'm going to say, and then I promise I will hit the mute button. This quote, the first time I heard it, it was from Dr. Bess. But what I love about this quote is it speaks volumes about what we do and who we are. And it specifically states, anyone can count the seeds in an apple, but only God can count the number of apples that are in a seed. All we have to do, family, is keep planting seed, right? Dig it up and expect to get fruit. It doesn't work like that. But you have no idea. You just keep planting seeds. We're talking hundreds of thousands of seeds. And you don't have any idea when those seeds are going to do what they need to do. But when they do, and you've heard this as well, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. All you can do is share the information and collect a decision for 5 months. The 6th month, she didn't tell me, no, I'm not interested. She said, no, not now, for 5 months. The 6th month, she said, all right, show me what you have. I sat down and explained what we do. She came on board and became the strongest leg of any organization that I've built in 25 years. Her and her husband rolled up their sleeves and went to work. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So congratulations, Dr. B. 27 years, family. 27 years of freedom today. Today is his 27th anniversary. So it is truly an honor for me to be able to just share with you some of the many things that I've learned over the last year or so from our very own Dr. Bess. Now, there's a young lady that has her hand up, family. This young lady is near and dear to all of our hearts in so many different ways. But when you hear the term 10 feet tall and bulletproof, I get a visual in my mind. And I see a picture of this young lady. And yes, I'm speaking about our very own Sister Dorcas Clark. Now, mind you, there may be some sight challenges that she deals with, but her vision is crystal clear. She can see her future. She can taste her future. And very soon, she will be living that future today. Yes, I'm speaking of our very own Sister Dorcas Clark. It is truly an honor for me to say that you have the mic.
Brother Mike, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Loud and clear. Go ahead, sister.
Awesome. Thank you so much for bringing me to the platform. Good morning, family. Good morning. Good morning. I love all of you. I miss all of you. I just have to say that Freedom Call last night, I listened to it last night. I could not sleep because there were just certain phrases that just kept ringing over and over and over. Going to college equals debt. A lot of successful people do not necessarily finish college. I said, Mr. Bess, you just hit it right on the head. But that is the indoctrination that we have been privy to all of these many years. Our pre-call to the huddle was just as hot as that Freedom Call last night. Brother Mike, you heard it. I just wanted to say also, happy anniversary, Dr. Bess, on your freedom anniversary today. When I grow up, I want to be like my rich dad, Dr. Bess. Family, back over to you. Have a golden day.
Wow. Thank you, Sister Dorcas Clark. Thank you. And Dr. Bess is one of those individuals that if you ask his opinion, that's what you will receive. Don't expect to get yours. And one of the things that I truly admire is he's a man that speaks from experience. Very few things that Dr. Bess has ever done are based on theory. Yes, he reads a lot, but he's experienced a lot. And this is why sometimes he and I can laugh and joke for hours about stuff that most people would never understand, because he's lived the life that most people would just dream about. So congratulations, Dr. B. 27 years, sir. 27 years. That is phenomenal. And family, if you don't mind, and I know he probably will get me for this, but I always like to bring out if it's a birthday person or things of this nature, but in this case, it's someone that has an anniversary. And for whatever reason, I don't see him on the platform all of a sudden. Ouch. Did we lose Dr. Bess? Oh, snap. I know we've been having some technical difficulties, family, and people have been popping in and popping out. Yours truly is one of those individuals. So, but you know, technology will never slow us down. That being the case, I don't see Dr. Bess on the platform, but there's another individual that was sponsored directly by Dr. Bess. There's several that are on the platform today. You heard from a couple. You heard from Miss Cece Mahone, who's directly sponsored by Dr. Bess. You heard from Sister Rashida Wan, who's directly sponsored by Dr. Bess. And there's another young man that's sponsored directly by Dr. Bess, and you hear from him a lot, but I would love to hear from him today on his anniversary. And that young man goes by the name of Brother Eric Teray Mohammed. So Brother Eric, I know you don't do recaps, but I would love to hear what is your take on last night's Freedom Call and today's classes in session. So Brother Eric Teray Mohammed, sir, you have the mic. And Brother Eric may be in a position where he can't speak. Okay. All right. And when I saw that Dr. Bess went off a platform, I would venture to say that the two of them may be doing a three-way call right about now. Okay. All right. Well, we do have an open mic forum, family. All we ask that you do is that you raise your hand. If there's anyone that has anything that they would like to share, we'd love to hear from you. And oh, by the way, thank you, Miss CC Mahone, for recognizing my mother's birthday. Yes, my mother was born on July 14th. She would have been 99 years old today. My mom passed 31 years ago, but today would have been her 99th birthday. And this is why it's always easy for me to remember Dr. Bess's anniversary. So thank you for that, Miss CC Mahone. I truly appreciate the love that you share. So the next voice that we will hear from, family, is a young man that when everyone was gone, when all of those individuals who traditionally share on this platform were not to be found, they were in Dubai, we were looking for someone to step up. And this young man not only stepped up, but he showed up and showed out. Yes, I'm speaking of our very own Brother Ruel. Brother Ruel, it is truly an honor for me to say that you have the mic, sir.
Thank you, Brother Mike, to bringing me to the call, and just want to say good morning to all the family. Yeah, what I get out of the Freedom Call last night, Brother Mike, is and everyone on the call, and everyone who shared this morning. Dr. Ben said something. He said, you somebody who self-employed. When you self-employed, you are not free. I'm a typical example of that. When you self-employed, you're not free. The jobs owns you. And I see a lot of people out there on a day-to-day basis who got lawn care, a barber salon, hairstylists. They think they are free, but they're not free. And when a lot of people, when those people can get past, say they're not free, to the business or to the business what they're doing, then we got a different perspective of how they look at life and all the them business where they got owns them on a day-to-day basis, because basically what they're doing, they're still selling their time for money, but it's you don't clock in and clock out on somebody's job, but you're still selling your time for money. And is and a lot of time when you approach some of those people, they still say, oh, I'm good, and we know they're not good. So it's the system is designed where they let them think that they're free, but they're not. And like Dr. Bed says, they're living in the industrial age. There are a lot of people, all of these people living in this industrial age, because most of them are being brainwashed. They live so much decades, and they grow up and see what their parents have told them. Get a business, start a business, go to school, get a job, go to school, get a degree so you can get a good job. But you're selling, everybody's selling their time for money. And Dr. Best said it all the time. When you approach somebody out there and they tell you they're good, oh yeah, you sometimes you get so angry at yourself when they say I'm good, because it's not about you. You see a lot of people always thinking about their self. They're not thinking about other people. And anytime you can get past thinking about yourself, you are going to help a lot of people in this world. And that's why I thank God for Wealth Builders Worldwide and GS Partner, because this organization let me see stuff where I never even think about all these years. So like I say, we are at war out there. We are at war, and we gotta ready to fight the battle with to get people free out there. So thank you, Brother Mike, for bringing me to the platform.
Awesome, Ruel. Thank you
Yes,
so
Oh,
much for
thank you,
thank you,
that.
Brother
sir.
Well. Always a pleasure to hear your voice, sir.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir. Thank you.
thank you. Family, I have the good fortune of bringing someone to the mic that has helped thousands of people in the last couple years. But she has a heart of gold, and trust me when I tell you, to know her is to truly love her. There is no one on the planet that I have ever met that does what they do as well as she does. All I can tell you is buckle up. I get the good fortune of introducing to some and reacquainting to others my baby sister, Miss Nicole Nikki Knox. Nick, you have the mic.
Your baby sister. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Oh, look. Dr. Best served up a master class last night, and then to hear it again this morning was absolutely amazing. To hear it once again this morning. Let me say something. I'm gonna try to keep it as quick as I can. I was one of those people. I worked in not corporate America, but I had a job that I did for many years. I worked since I was 9 years old. Period. I worked since I was 9, and once I got the dream of wanting to open up a daycare, myself and my business partner, we did everything. We burned the bridges. We went out and we set fire to the world, and we decided that's what we wanted. We opened up the daycare. But let me say this, my mindset had not been changed yet, because when 2000 and when 2000 and I think it was 10. Well, the last the crash in 2010, I think it's like 10, where it started to trickle down into where people were starting to lose their jobs, because the crash happened. It was the 2008 crash, actually. When that happened, it took a couple of years before it started to trickle down, where businesses they couldn't sustain it anymore, and they started having to let people go, right? So as my parents started to have to go from two income household to one income household, they had to make adjustments. And that was one of their adjustments. Now somebody's going to be home more, so we don't need full-time daycare. So we had parents that had 3 children in childcare, and they now were either only taking it down to 1, or only doing them part-time, or taking them out altogether because they couldn't afford it at all. And because of that, we got to the point where we had 2 centers open at that time. We had to decide for ourselves whether we would lose both. And me being stubborn as I wanted to be, if I would have kept going the way I was going, we'd have lost both of them. Because I didn't want to let go of both. I didn't want to let go of any. I almost put us in a position where we lost both. But thank God, he put it in my heart to say, you better stop worrying about yourself and worry about what you've been working so hard to build. So we got rid of one to keep the other.
Recording in progress.
Shout out to the fan. Welcome to another edition of the Sleep Money Live. A fish pre-power call. I'm your host, Mr. Sleep Money, and I got my pistol with me. Soul Brothers in the building. Y'all already know. So, I was up to about 5 or 6 this morning, fam. Like, when I say going in, man, leaving it all on the field, man, it's an understatement, man.
Man, leaving it all on the field, man. I just will not be satisfied until I get great at this, man. That's it. That's just my mindset, bro.
Facts.
That's just my mindset. To be great, bro. That's it.
Facts.
That's it. Nothing, nothing more, nothing less, man. Nothing more, nothing less. Just keep going, bro. Keep going. Keep going. Keep adding to my list.
Yeah, man. How
And just
outstanding
keep
is it,
going.
man? How outstanding is it to be, coming into the end of an incentive, the end of the metaverse mining certificates. Not the end, but before the next phase, I guess you could say.
Right.
This
Exactly.
promotion within itself, right? Lifetime match. Um, and to have the opportunity that we do to have within the middle of the month to actually gauge yourself of how you, what's your target, where you at, what your numbers look like, you know what I mean? Are you being consistent, man? Are you inviting, man? Is your conversation changing? Is your knowledge elevating, man? Are you adding value, bro? These are all
Right. That's it.
tests we can use,
That's it, man. Just adding value, man. Adding value to people's lives. And the more and more I dive off into, myself and this business, man, the more and more I search to add value to people's lives, bro. You know
Fact.
what I mean? A lot of time, they think you're coming with a commission, bro, but that's not it, man. It's not about us, again, trying to get anybody to do anything,
That's right.
because the opportunity is so vast. It's not even, like Dr. Best said, you can't even really call it a network marketing company, man, because it's so much more than that.
Fact.
Because most network marketing companies requires that you uh, do the team building aspect of it. That's the heart and soul of any network marketing business, man. But this is just a faction of what we do, and we're in the asset accumulation business. That's what we are. We're in the business of transferring our declining dollars into viable assets, man. And we're saying that the G999 is the most lucrative and viable asset that you can get on planet Earth, especially because it's in the crypto and more utility than any coin in the crypto space. And right now it's on sale for 2/10 of a cent. So you need to begin as many as you possibly can right now, man. Because you can take that coin and leverage it into other asset accumulation financial instruments. That's all under one roof. That's all in our ecosystem. So you just can't beat this opportunity, man. You know what I mean? So again, if you all think that we're coming trying to get you to do something, you really are missing the boat. All we want to do is just share the information with you and let you hopefully that you are cognitive of where we are in space and time in this country, where the dollar is going, because we already know the direction the dollar is going. It always goes down, it never goes up. We know the fallacy of the central banking system. And so now it's up to us to make a decision where we never had an option before. Now we have an option not to do business with the central banking system. That's our option. And all we're doing now is providing you a better way, a more lucrative way, a more independent way, because we are in a fight for freedom. And I'm not leaving that plateau, man. I'm just not. I'm sorry. If you're not fighting for your freedom, then you got to get away from me. I will distance myself from you. I don't care who you are. Family, friend, spouse, it don't matter. If you're not fighting for your freedom, I will distance myself from you. I promise you that.
Period. Because why? Because we see it at work, man. Shout out to Dr. Best celebrating 27 years of freedom tomorrow. Now, I see you celebrating birthdays and Christmas and Thanksgiving and 4th of July and all of that, but have you ever celebrated 27 years of freedom? How many people do you know have celebrated 27 years of freedom? How many people do you
Right.
know have ever had the consciousness? Like Dr. Best said last night on the Freedom Call, which the Freedom Call was lit last night. He said that it's grace. He called it the grace of consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the grace of the Father is consciousness. It's being aware, right?
Right.
It's hearing, it's seeing, it's understanding, man. Like can't you just can't miss the value of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the truth, man.
No, you can't. And what are we holding on to with this current financial system? You know, something that has violated our trust time and time and time again. Yet we bestow them our trust every single time, man. I urge you all to look at The Secrets of Money that's on YouTube, man. Look at that series done by Mike Malone. It is mind opening, and it is soul jarring. It's gonna take your and it's gonna just
Absolutely, bro.
take you. You know, and I'm so serious, man. Take a look at that right there, because now you have an opportunity to ask yourself a question. You know, to whom are you placing your trust? To whom are you placing your trust? Now, we as African American people in this country have been pencil whooped, to say the least, by the centralized banking system and the penal system, and and the political system. Every other system that this country has created has been systematically set up for our demise. Yet we still achieve greatness. You see, that's why I say that we don't need to champion Black excellence. We have too many stories of Black excellence. We don't need to champion it. We need collective Black execution.
Man, we need collective Black execution, united, concentrated. There is no power in disconnection, fam.
There is no power in disconnection, man. Shout out to Dr. Fraser for giving us that, because sleep money, we take it in and run with it.
Absolutely. There is no power in disconnection. And please understand, just like he said, who are you going to put your trust in? Federal Reserve Bank is not federal, has no reserves, and is not a bank.
Ooh-wee.
Beware of the leaven of the Pharisees.
I mean, beware. Beware, because it's right here. And everything that's in the good book that most of us profess that we believe in, which we don't, because we got, you know, most of us, you know, we use it as a paperweight or or a coaster. You know, if you got to pick that thing up and dust it off, but that thing crack when you open it up, something wrong.
What you mean? Come on, man.
Something wrong. And if you thinking just because you go into church and drop
been teaching it wrong, and he's sorry. But if he did not go down that road, he would not be where he is now. Now, what I need to let you understand, well, all I'm saying is that in order for you to believe that, you have to be extremely unlearned to believe that a man who has been a so-called pastor for 30 years that teaches every week against keeping God's laws, against any of the laws that were put down by the Most High in the Old Testament. He teaches against the people of God keeping those laws. And he said that he has been teaching incorrect on the tithe because he had not been confronted by the ministry of grace. In other words, he's saying that he did not know that the tithe came from the Old Testament and from God's laws all of this time. Now, understand, you would believe that, and many do believe that, and many think that it is admirable of him to make this statement and create this proclamation, public proclamation, and they see it as a level of humility. And what I need you to understand is that the scripture says plainly, if the blind lead the blind, that is two blind parties, then they both fall into a ditch. It didn't say that God's going to come in the middle of it. He's going to lighten one's eyes and let the other one fall by itself. He said it plainly because he said, study, you must study to show thyself approved unto God, meaning that it is your job to get the spirit of the truth. When you read that scripture from Genesis to Revelation, if you can conclude that you don't have to do what is said, in over 50 books before the New Testament. If you think, if that's the conclusion that you get from it, then that's the conclusion that you get from it. It's just like Jim Rome said. He said, if you believe that you can't do it, you're right. If you believe that you can do it, you're right.
And see, one thing I don't understand is that how you could disregard the Old Testament and just throw away the laws when Jesus made it plain that say not one jot, not one tittle, or one iota of the law shall be changed. I came not to destroy the law, but to fulfill it. That don't mean you throw it away. And then God has a definitive term when you go back into Genesis when under the Abrahamic covenant. He said that this covenant is everlasting. That is a definitive word.
So all I'm saying is that we got to, don't we have to record? Listen. Okay. So all I'm saying is that my life, I'm not talking about doctrine. I'm talking about the changes in my life when I stay in my lane. When I don't go to the left hand or to the right hand of what the Most High laid down. All I'm saying is that the truth is the truth. The scripture says that the law is the truth. I didn't make it up. All I'm saying is that if the creator of heavens and earths gives you a map back to him, you have existed in darkness all of your life. You wake up and you realize that there is a map that you can plug into a system. Wait.
Hey, man. God system at that. Who better?
and the system hasn't changed. Now, I've known many men, and I've had, men that tell me great things and men that tell me, lies and, all different type of men. And I've heard men say things and then change later on. I've seen change all my life, but it never changes. The instructions stay the same.
Right.
It's just the irony that you would ever even tell the people of God or even hint to the people of God that they don't have to do what my Father who sent me said to do. All of the prophets died for telling you to keep God's laws.
Right.
All of the disciples was put to death or exiled for telling you to keep the Father's laws. So my question is, and it's just me. It's just me. I understand that Christian doctrine says you don't have to keep God's laws, but my question to you is, can you name one Christian in the Bible? Anyway, so
right, Jesus wasn't a Christian.
As we go on,
they were first called Acts 13:1 in Antioch. That's when we first see the word.
Man.
So Christ wasn't even a Christian himself. So
come on,
miss
man.
me with that.
Come on, man. So I mean, I really, I ain't trying to step on nobody's toes this morning, but I just wanted to get into that, and I want to say that it's time to wake up.
Yeah,
it's time to come out of her. It's time to come out of the world, family.
That's it, man. And then another thing too, back to the Creflo Dollar situation. How can you go on a large platform saying that you made a mistake and you have no kind of action to correct that mistake? You just verbally say, I made a mistake. So meaning that, are you going to give the money back?
Are you? Wait a minute. That's the first question I was going to say.
Money back. Or
are
do you have
you
any
gonna get the
plan
money back?
to get the money back? 30 years. Have you kept a tally? Because you keep a tally now of how many people done gave now. Now this we know.
And
Now,
guess what? And even on top of that though, what did you do with it? Where is that?
Houses, plane. And on top of that right there, somebody, now this is really gonna hurt y'all, but I gotta speak it because it's the truth, because it happened. It's on your ledger at that church. Somebody got murdered inside that church.
Man.
So what kind of energy what kind of energy do you conjure to invite murder to your house?
Man, listen.
I'm sorry, and that's
wrong?
supposed to be a house of the Lord, man. I'm sorry.
Am I wrong,
So
bro?
it's something going on from up top where that energy was attracted, man. Do you understand that?
No, I mean,
do you understand that?
Am I wrong for that? For thinking?
Come on, man.
For considering?
Come on, man.
All I'm saying is, man, I know we love men, y'all. I know that. You know, our people, we love men, right? But the Father tell you, put not your trust in man. For as morning dew is on the grass, so is the life of a man. Do you know how short the period of time a morning dew is on the grass? I go out every morning, man. I go see that morning dew. It's just something about that clean air in the morning.
I know
and seeing
that
dude moist on that lawn, fam.
Man, it beads up on them blades of grass, man. Look,
man.
You know,
and
you
that
see
smell.
that. Oh my goodness.
Come on,
mind
man.
Your mind your football practice, buddy. About to get ready to get to it, boy.
And keep in mind, wait a minute. Keep in mind, that's 30 years of financial education. Because you have to understand that he had to have a framework and a doctrine built around collecting the tithe for 30 years, y'all. All I'm saying is that, look, the black church has taken in, and please Google it. All I'm saying is it okay that we wake up and that we look around and we ask, what is going on? $800 billion in 10 years.
So by the law of tithing, or what you say, or the rule of tithing, so that means the black church should have, well, you say $800 billion in 10 years?
That's just in 10 years.
Right. So that should be $80 million. Right. That should be $80 million that the black church can go to and say, hey, we put this here.
Absolutely.
We did this over here. This is where $80 million went. As a collective. See,
800 billion, cuz. 800 billion.
Come on, man.
800. Wait a minute. We listen. We ain't just talking. That's just a little piece. That little 80 million. That's just a little piece. I'm talking about 80 billion in 10 years. It is the #1 holder of black wealth on the planet, with no audit, no question. And please understand, wait. I'm looking at the whole condition of our people, y'all. We are suffering. We on the bottom of everything. We have 100 billion to churches.
To somebody that's going to claim a better life after you leave this. While you suffer.
And wait a minute. The churches teach you that you don't have to keep God's laws. But they use one law in the whole Old Testament. They go grab one. Understand, they said it was done away with. They said the laws are done away with. They teach you that every Sunday. Actually, when he told you that he apologized, he said the reason why he had taught wrong is because the tithe is in the Old Testament. As if he didn't know it was there the whole time, fam. All I'm saying is that, is it okay that that's not good and that I think something is wrong with that? Is it okay that that's not good enough for me? And please keep in mind, I was right at the foot. He started the church in my elementary school cafeteria. One of my best friends in my whole life is his right-hand dude and has a church right now and don't talk to his homeboy because of the falsehood that is taught by his pastor. Do you understand that? Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? I'm saying you're saying 30 years of the financial education, because understand, you said sow a seed, get a blessing. You said on live news, God said, if you give me the tithe, you will receive 100-fold. Man, all I'm saying is that, is it okay if I have some concern about what we've been taught? See, we can talk about the central banks. Don't nobody have no problem about that. Though they've been robbing us. And guess what? You still love them. Because I bet you my last dollar, when it's time to vote when it coming time again, next 4 years, 2024, I think it is. When it's time to vote another white man over the other one, black people will be wrapped around the building. You have not one thing to point to that the federal government has done for you in 50 years. A testament to that is you're voting for the same thing you've been voting for since the first day you voted.
Come on, man. And you can miss me with all that stuff, all the corruption that's coming out of Capitol Hill. So miss me with that. Look at the system itself. You have a politician will get in trouble for special interest, but you got K Street full of lobbyists that pays for special interest. Do y'all understand the game?
Come on.
Do y'all understand the game? And during the election time, they have brackets just like ESPN.
Come on, man.
Just like the Final Four. Do y'all understand it is a game?
It's a game.
Do y'all understand that? It is a game. They call it political science.
Man.
It's a science to it, man. They have things like they call redlining.
Man.
Where they change the voting lines. Y'all got to wake up, man. Understand that the oppressive slave master will never give anything, will never do anything that will one day liberate the slave. And quoting the words of Mr. Sleep Money, the lion will never teach the gazelle how to get away.
Why would
he? Will starve.
He'll starve, family.
Do y'all understand that? And I know this stuff hurt, man. This stuff hurt. That's why but see, you learn this kind of stuff over here in this project. You see what I'm saying? Because it's far mindset. It is about developing enough posture to say, hey, man, we're not taking this anymore. We have an option. We're going to galvanize together. And we are in a war, a spiritual war first, financial war second. And first we must wage war with the mediocrity within ourselves.
Man, come on, fam.
If we are to be successful at anything, but we pawn our God-given gifts off to a job.
You must
so we can have
be born
a house.
Again. Come on, man.
You got me, man. That's what that is. And stop thinking that this rapture that y'all fake Christian, I'm saying it, that y'all fake Christian, I say it again, fake Christian.
Come on.
Stop thinking that the rapture gonna come from outside yourself. That ain't what's happening.
Man,
it's coming from within inside. Man.
Come on, fam.
It's coming from because Jesus, who you say you believe in, said in John 1:12, as many as him that believe on me, to them I give the power to become the sons of God.
Come on, man.
Do you understand that? So you got to work, but you got to do to be Christ-like. You got to work. Christ worked on himself.
For real.
And don't think that Christ was born with some kind of special power.
And he kept his father's laws.
Come on,
what
man.
You mean?
The brother had to work, man.
Come on, man.
How else would he know the lower faculties of human nature if he didn't go through and overcome them?
He worked through the death. That's why he said he took on him the seed of Abraham so that he will be a faithful and just high priest in things unto God. Do you understand that? He didn't take on the seed of angels. He wasn't no spirit. He was flesh and blood. That's why you got an entire genealogy in the first book of Matthew to start the New Testament. How do you come up with that immaculate conception? He ain't had no father.
Right.
If
Well, they
Joseph
start
ain't
out
his
with
father, then what about the other 41 black men names that's listed from Matthew 1 to 1 and 16? You read them, you count them. You tell me. Tighten up. Joseph, you
man.
are the father. And and understand something. Why do they tell you that a woman just had a baby just out of the blue? Now, please understand that the Holy Spirit is the spirit, it's knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding don't have no flesh. Do you understand that? Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? Do you understand that it is up to you to open your eyes to look into that book? It is your responsibility. Christ is not the Most High. Christ is the Son of the Most High. He told you, why you call me good? There is none good but one, which is God.
That's
They
it.
asked him. They asked him, what does this man, what doctrine does he speak? How does this man know? How does this man know letters? He said, my doctrine is not mine, but he is that sent me. Think
Come on, man.
not that I come to destroy the law and the prophet. Don't even think what these Christians teach you every single week. All I'm saying is that we got to look at all the lies, family.
All of them.
Why is
From
it that we
natural
ain't
to
gonna,
spiritual.
because my daddy was a pastor. That mean that I ain't got to look at the lies? Bro, 800 billion, man. Somebody got to answer for something. With these people eating out the garbage can?
Come on, man.
Without people
Because then,
suffering?
because what Tim just said, you must try the spirit. First of all, I say you must.
You went out, fam. I can't hear you. I can't hear you at all.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, there you go. Go ahead.
Yeah, the spirit say you must try the spirit and test it and see that it's true.
Come on, man. It's not, all I'm saying is that if you say, okay, now you come out and you say what you've been teaching wrong for 30 years, I might add. The financial education you have given your people, that's the service that you provided for your people for 30 years. The financial education is sow a seed, get a blessing. You come in and you say that was wrong, that you've been teaching it for 30 years, throw away all of that teaching. But now I got a question. Where is...
You know, this got a lot of fundamental questions. If you say you Christ-like, then how come you don't open up your platform for questioning? Because Christ spoke amongst the multitude and allowed himself to be questioned right there on the spot.
Come on, man. Come on.
But can't nobody raise your hand and come out. You get the hooping and hollering and rubbing your feet, you know, all on each other and dancing around and summoning the organs, you know.
Goodness, man. My question is, if Bible study on Wednesday, what we doing on Sunday?
Come on, man. Talk to me, man. You pastors,
I'm saying,
your jig is up, man. The jig is up.
I'm sorry,
and
man.
then you go to the school and learn from the pale man. And the pale man dictates what you teach.
Man, we got to tell it all, fam. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we got to tell it all, man.
Black
people, man, we are sick. We are sick, man. We suffer from Stockholm syndrome in the worst way, bro.
Oh, man.
Because we trust a system that has proven itself time and time again to be untrustworthy.
And
now,
the
we
black
wouldn't get
church
anybody in the street.
I'm
talking about we wouldn't get anybody in the street that violated our trust like that, man. If somebody kept lying to you and lying to you and lying to you and lying to you, you won't trust them, man. Just on a personal level. You would distance yourself from that person. Why? Because they are a liar. You cannot trust them. But yet and still, we go right back into the financial institution. We go right back to the political institution. We go right back to the legal system. Time and time and time again. When they have proven themselves to be untrustworthy. And now we have an opportunity to move into a new system, to do something new. For $33.
Man,
come on.
Well, you breaking up too. I don't know what's going on, but I just want to add on top of it, man. I mean, when when they brought Bernie Madoff and they said it was a Ponzi scheme, man, what's the difference? You saying you've been teaching wrong for 30 years. Your financial education been off for 30 years, bro. So you mean to tell me after 30 years, God is not going to return 100-fold on my time money that I've been giving you? And now, keep in mind, we never got the 100-fold. And when you tell us why we ain't get the 100-fold, because you've been teaching falsely and that you didn't know. And even on top of that, Deuteronomy 14, start at verse 22, it explains. It said, bring ye all the tithes that the field bring forth year by year. Ladies and gentlemen, tithe is not even money, y'all. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Understand that. Come on,
it's
man.
Not even money. It's food, it's corn, it's wine, it's flocks, it's herd, it's oil. It's the sustenance, it's the necessities for the Levitical priesthood. Why? Because the Levitical priesthood had to service the temple. They had wives, they had children, but they did not have land. There was no land allotment for the Levites. The inheritance of the Levites is the Lord. Pick up your Bible and read, family. That's all I'm saying.
And then another question I got too. Fundamental question. Just gonna hurt now, because we got to go to the power call. But real quick, if he was wrong about the tithes, then he it stands to reason that he must have been wrong about something else too.
Oh my gosh. So shout out to the family, man. Much love, all that respect, man. Hey, man, let me get the fireman up in here. Get the fireman up in here. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, 10:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, man. Welcome to the worldwide official power call. Oh, man, we got to get up out of here, man. This man, get away from the soul, brother, man. That's one more down, man. Sleep Money Night Live, family. Oh, my goodness. Guess what? We're dealing with all the lies. We want all the smoke, man. Our people got to be released. Come out of her, my people. Sleep Money.
Come on, man.
Please
let's go.
Recording.
Hey, let's see what these folk on, man.